Hello, I just want to welcome you all back to my YouTube channel. Today is Sunday, October the 10th. It's pretty early in the morning because I can't really sleep. So I decided I wanted to do part 2 of the previous video that I did called Lioness, Tigers, and God. So I started kind of dissecting a little bit more, and I just feel like I got some additional nuggets from the Lord from watching that brief video of a lioness protecting an injured tiger. So once again, I'm outside. I'm in a public place, so if you hear some noises in the background, that's why. So I'm just gonna jump right in. I'm not going to go over what was already mentioned in the previous video, but a couple of days ago I was kind of thinking about it some more, and one of the things that the Lord, or I feel one of the nuggets that I got out of the video was well, let me just say this. Sometimes, well, I personally view tigers and lions as perhaps enemies. Maybe I'm wrong in that, but I would view tigers and lions as opposites, so to speak, as enemies. So, as I was thinking about that, I decided that I wanted to kind of look up the tiger and what it stands for, what it represents, what it means. So I found out that a tiger, of course, we know it's in the cat family. And I'm not too fond of cats. For those of you who are cat lovers, it's not personal. It's just I'm just not a big fan of cats. But of course we know it's in the cat family, and what I found out is that tigers are predatory. That they are animals of prey, prey, and what I read is that they prey on the two animals that were listed that they usually prey on are believe it or not, deer and wild boars. Now, I didn't even know what a wild boar was, but a wild boar is in the pig family. Okay? So this tiger, which is a very strong, vicious, predatory animal, preys on deer and wild boars. Now, we all know that deers are seemingly harmless creatures. I mean, they're not aggressive in nature at all. They're very timid. They tend to stay to themselves. They're easily frightened. Deer are not vicious animals at all. So, and then I looked up the wild boar, and I was trying to figure out, what is going on with this. What is a wild boar, first of all, because I never heard of it. And that's when I found out that it's in the pig family. And so that particular animal also, if you know pigs, of course I don't know what a wild boar is, but just thinking about traditional pigs, they seem to be helpless animals as well. They're not really aggressive animals. I don't see them as aggressive animals. So in looking up the wild boar, it stated that the wild boar rarely attacks humans, and when it does, it's normally men. Okay, so that's kind of what I found out about wild boars. But again, they rarely attack humans. So again, this is another animal that is non-aggressive. So you have this fierce, vicious tiger preys on two animals that are seemingly timid. So it kind of reminds me of the whole honestly, of the whole bully analogy. You know, a tiger, I'm viewing a tiger as an aggressive, predatory bully that goes after victims and preys on victims that are weaker. Yeah, that are weaker than them. Okay, so after doing that, I was thinking about the whole concept of the tiger and the lion being enemies. And I was just kind of playing it out, like, what if this injured tiger, because remember, the injured tiger was being protected by the female lioness from other tigers. So I was just kind of playing it out, like, what if this injured tiger, like, what if there was some kind of deal made? Okay, I'm just playing this out in the natural. Okay, and this injured tiger agreed to something, to deliver on something, whatever that may be, and was not able to produce. So now the other tigers have turned on that tiger. Because remember, I thought it was odd that the God was using a totally different animal to protect an injured tiger from other tigers. You would think that other tigers would embrace one of their own, especially if it was injured, and nurse it back to health. But that's not what was happening in the video. The other tigers were trying to further injure the already injured tiger. So I was just playing out, like, maybe this injured tiger, and I'm playing out kind of in the natural, like, maybe there was some type of an agreement. This injured tiger wasn't able to produce. And so now, because this tigers are predatory and vicious, now they turn on the injured tiger. And it kind of reminded me of, I'm kind of even getting a feel for like organized crime, the mafia. You know, you say you're gonna do something and they expect you to do it, and if you don't, it's you they come after, right? Or maybe in drug deals, you know, if you start stealing the drug man's money, he's coming after you. So I was just kind of playing out like that. Like, maybe this injured tiger wasn't able to produce on something, and now these other tigers who are predatory and vicious have turned on the injured tiger. Okay, and so now the lioness is having to step in and protect this injured tiger from other tigers. And so what came up with that is, what if God required you? Like, what if God required you? Because again, I'm looking at them as enemies, the tiger and the lioness, or tigers and lions, as different. So what if the question came up, like, what if God required you to protect your enemy? What if God required you to protect someone that intended or on purpose did something to hurt you? The Bible speaks about how we're supposed to pray for our enemies. And that's a starting point. But what if God actually wanted you to protect someone that made themselves your enemy? I kept thinking about that. Would you be willing to do it? As we're talking about, like, godly character. Like, would you be willing to obey God if He said, I need you to protect someone that quite honestly intended to hurt you or did hurt you, because now their life is in danger. Would you be willing to obey God? Would you be in the place? And that's what I was thinking about the lioness. The lioness, and again, I'm playing this out hypothetically, but the lioness had to be in a place of forgiveness if this had taken place in order to protect the injured lion. The lioness would have to be in a strong place of forgiveness to do that. And let me tell you something. In that video, she was fighting those other tigers to protect that lion. To protect that injured tiger. Like, she was fierce. And so that was kind of what I was thinking about with respect to that. And well, let me get my thoughts together. Okay, yeah. So those were just some additional thoughts about that short clip that I saw. That I feel like the Lord, some additional nuggets the Lord kind of dropped in my spirit. Just the fact that, I'll just leave it on that last point, which is, the lioness protecting essentially her enemy from being harmed by other tigers. And the fact that, what if he required that of you? What if he required you to protect someone who did you wrong because their life is on the line? Would you be willing to obey him? Would you be able to forgive to the point that you would fight for this person's life as though it were your own, especially if they did something to hurt you? It's just some food for thought. Okay, there will be a part 3, and I'm gonna speak about something specific that happened to me as a child that relates to this topic. So that's it for now. God bless you. I love you. And thank you for listening.